Hey, how's it going, guys? Benny Childs, founder of the Teach Me to Fish Effects trading community, and I am back with another video. All right, this video is going to be the weekly market outlook for the week of October 8th, 2023. This is for the micro NASDAQ futures chart. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Let's see. First thing I want to do is bring your attention to the high impact news for the week. I look at these days not necessarily as non-trading days, but the days that I can expect or I should be able to expect volume being pumped into the market. So we have high impact on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Monday is a U.S. Holiday, so more than likely, I never really looked at it at futures, but when I traded Forex, pretty much the U.S. pairs, the market would be open and then close like at 12 or so. So 12 p.m., which is noon Eastern Standard Time. All right, so these are the days for me, again, that I can look for volume to be pumped into the market. First thing I want to do is bring your attention to the monthly chart on the DXY. All right, so I have my premium / discount fib drawn from this high to this low. That's the Dillon range that I believe that we're in. On the monthly, it has tapped into premium, okay, and currently it's heading down lower. But for me, I guess just on the surface, once we close this as a swing high, if next week's candle closes below this low, that would be a swing high for me, and then I would think that the dollar is totally bearish. Okay, so but because we have tapped into this premium and retraced back, all right, so that kind of lets me know that, hey, this upcoming week the US dollar may be bearish. All right, then also if I take into consideration the rules of my previous candle, what did the market do with this candle? All right, last week it traded above the high here and closed below it, so immediately I'm thinking bearishness. Okay, let's drop down to the weekly. I'm not going to stay on dollar too long, but we drop down to the weekly. We take a look at the current price range. All right, I'm just taking this whole move from this low, okay, up to this high. Now we could take it from here to here, but I'm just taking that whole price run for the premium and discount on the weekly chart. So again, if I take a look at it, we're currently in premium, and if this is going to go higher, we're going to want to see the market trade down lower to give the big players some time to or an opportunity to get in at a discounted price before heading up. We also have had a market structure shift here. All right, so I feel like, at some time we are due for a pullback if we are going to head higher. Okay, so I'm going to go off of that. So these could be some draws on liquidity for the weekly. So if we take a look here, what did the market do based off of the previous candle? It traded above, it closed below, so I'm looking bearish. All right, so what could be our draws on liquidity here on the weekly? It could be this low here of last week's candle. It can be the FVG. All right, here it could be the FVG that was created here as well. I'm sorry, I tried to save some time by having everything already marked out, but looks like I missed this. If I can get it. All right. It's not that serious. You guys see that FEG. All right. So yeah, it could come here and push up higher. But we take a look to the left to see if we have any unmitigated PD arrays. I mean, we do have implied fair value gap here. I mean, I don't have it marked out, but we do have an implied fair value gap here. It's possible that this could have mitigated it already. This FEG has already been mitigated. It doesn't mean I can't trade back into it, but it's less potent. All right. So let's see here. So for me, again, I'm bearish on the weekly on the dollar. Take a look at the daily. I would be bearish as well because what happened? We took the low of Thursday's candle, all right, and closed below it. So I would be aiming, if I was trading the dollar chart, I would be aiming for this swing low right here, and this low right here. Okay, we also have this higher time frame FVG right here that the market could be drawing into. So all right, so that's the dollar. Let's take a look at the micro NASDAQ futures chart, which is the chart that I trade. All right, so again, we start here on the monthly. I drew the discount field from this low up to this high. We're currently in premium, so of course I want to see the market push up into a premium PD array before heading down lower. I'm thinking the market will at least come down to 50% of that trading range, which is $13,653.25. All right. It'll probably, again, at least come down to there. What PD arrays do we have that are in the discount? We have volume imbalances. I'm sorry. None on except for the implied fair value gap here. As far as the monthly, we have that. We have this order block as well, so it could come lower, but we take a look at the weekly. Okay. Now, it kind of gives us a better look. Okay. Shucks. I mean, we have this FVG all the way down here on the weekly that has not been mitigated yet. So market could come all the way down here, rebalance. FVG, two fair value gaps, volume imbalances, this fair value gap. So yeah, I mean, it could come all the way down to here, but we'll see. Okay. So now let's look at my bias for the week. Okay. Taking a look at the previous candle, the market did what? It took the high and it closed above the high. So immediately, that simple, I'm bullish. Okay. What else did it do? It took this low, right? It swept the low and closed above the swing low. So immediately, I'm thinking that the market, could trade up into here, right? Because, well, could come up into here, which is, what's the high of that candle? $16,112.25. All right, because it swept this low, right? So typically, usually, when it sweeps a low, it's going to come back up to that high that created the low. So I would not be surprised if the market actually came up to here. See, weekly buy side, right? I wouldn't be surprised if the market actually came up into here. Okay. Not to say that it will, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if it did. So let's do this. All right. But immediately, all right. What are my draws on liquidity? Of course, it's going to be last week's high. Okay. All right. Last week's high. Okay. Also the mean threshold of this fair value gap, right? This volume imbalance here. Okay. So, and for total extreme here. All right. We can also mark this. Oops. Let's lock it. Settings. Okay. All right. So those are my draws on liquidity, right? So because I'm bullish, when the week opens up, my immediate expectation is for the market to trade down lower. Okay. So let's take a look at the daily. All right. Do we see anything where that the market could trade back into? All right. We have this swing high, right? This swing low, then a higher high, right? So this would be our breaker block for me, this down close candle. Okay. So we could see price trade back into this high and then push up. It can trade back into the mean threshold of this and push back up here on the daily. So I don't want to mark them, but let's take a look at the hourly. Now, if we take a look at the hourly chart, right, and look at the current range, right, we have this swing low to this swing high. We want to see it trade down into discount. What do we have that's down here into discount? We have this FVG. Okay. And let's go ahead and mark that FVG. We will lock it on the settings. And then I'm going to do 1 hour bullish FVG. Let's go ahead and clone that and unlock it. Excuse me, get my stomach growling. Lock it. Okay. So I'm looking for the market to possibly trade down into this FVG. We do have order block here on the hour. So take that, to here, right? And there, and lock it. Okay, it could trade past the FVG and come down into the main threshold, right, of this 1 hour candle, 1 hour order block. So I'm looking for, when the market opens up, I'm looking for it to drop lower, or it could push up higher and then drop lower. But nonetheless, once it drops lower, if it drops lower, that is, right, I'm looking for it to trade somewhere down in this area, somewhere in between, what is that number? $14,906.50 and $14,795.25. Looking for it to trade down into there and maybe drop down to the 15-minute chart, wait for a market structure shift, drop down to my 3-minute candle, which I like to enter trades in and manage my trades on the 3-minute candle, and look for entry. I'm looking for my silver bullet entries, 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for my London session silver bullet, or 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for my New York AM bullet, or even 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time looking for my New York PM bullet, silver bullet, setup to take and trade up into these draws on liquidity that I have. All right, got one at 15,160.5. Have another at 15,208.75, 15,383.75, and then I think we got some extremes up here at 15,855.5 and 16,112.25. So we're not trying to necessarily call tops and bottoms, call where the market is going to, turn on a dime. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for my biases. That way it gives me an opportunity. Well, I'm looking for my biases and trying to understand my biases and what the market is possibly doing, which will open up my opportunity of trading in both directions. So if I jump on a sell and I begin to get down in this area right here, I know that, hey, I want to start, taking off contracts, or just moving my stop loss closer and closer, into profit, or more and more into profit. And then that way, once I get stopped out, okay, now I'm looking to take it to the upside, or I'm now looking to take it to the downside. Because it's very possible that the market could just open up and just start heading higher and higher and higher for these draws on liquidity, right? And then, push lower. So we just got to be ready for it. That's all. So overall, again, my bias for the week is bullish, meaning I'm looking to possibly try to trade the market, catch the market after it has retraced downward, to trade up into these draws on liquidities that I have marked out. Okay. It doesn't mean that the weekly candle is going to close bullish or anything like that, but primarily that's the direction that I'm trying to take my trades into. Now, just thinking about the macro outlook, I know, or I feel like as if the market is going to want to drop down. Now, one thing that I did not do that we could do is take a look at the premium and discount of that weekly range. All right, we see 50% is about right here. Okay, what do we have? Right, we have, in premium, we have on the daily, we have volume imbalance, or was that on the weekly? That was on a weekly. We have a volume imbalance that the market could draw into and then, turn around. I think I have it marked. I don't have it marked, but we have that. We probably could take a look at this order block. All right, 50%, or excuse me, the main threshold, which is the 50% of that order block. That is sitting above the weekly premium. All right, so we could, that could be a draw on liquidity that we could see the market trade into. So, yeah, I'm bullish this week. I want to see these draws on liquidity somewhere tapped into before the market the market begins to shoot down, on a macro level. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and delete those because I have enough on my chart. So, all right, so that is my weekly outlook and my weekly bias. If I take a look at the daily, let's see what my daily bias is. Again, yeah, my daily bias for Monday, October 9th, if you will, if the market opens up and trades that half day, it is bullish. So we could see the market trade down lower and then push up. Okay, so that is what I will be looking for, guys. So I hope that this video has been insightful for you guys to get an understanding on how I am trading and what I'm doing. And I hope it helps you in your own trading. So feel free to comment down below. Let's have a conversation about the market. Let's help each other out, man. This is a trading community, so let's help each other out and catch these trades. We're not in competition with one another. We're all out here trying to get it. So let's help each other out with it. So, all right, guys, until next time, I hope you guys stay well, and I will talk to you later. Have a good one.